Hey everybody, it's Femtrooper, and today we're going to be reviewing Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony. As you guys know, I am a huge Danganronpa fan. I've played all the games so far, and when this one was announced, I got, like, beyond hype, and then I remember reviews coming out, and then it was like, I don't know, it was a little iffy. And then I was also hearing that the length of the game was like 40 something hours or something, or 50 hours, and I was thinking, what? Like, these games are normally like 25 30 hours at most. Like, they are not long games. Like, well, that's long, but it's not like, you know, this isn't like a Xenoblade or anything like that. So they're relatively short. And when I heard that, I was like, oh my god, that's so drawn out. Like, I don't know if I can do it. So I kind of held back. And then finally I decided, no, I really actually want to play it, because I had heard some good things from some people. So I thought, no, I'm going to do it. So I asked for it for Christmas, got it for Christmas, and sure enough, this game is amazing. So, of course, like with every Danganronpa review I do, I'm not going to say any spoilers or anything, but I will give you the odd bit of information, I guess. So, for starters, this game is long. So let's just get that out of the way. This game is like, it took me 47 hours. I don't know how accurate that is, because it might have actually taken me like 44 hours or something, because there were times, I'll be honest, I fell asleep playing it, because I like to play games before I go to bed. So I'm, you know, like one of those like drifting people. So the 47, whatever, it's more than 40 hours, like, for sure. So it's really long, and if that turns people off, it's unfortunate, because that's actually the reason why the game is good. This game is, in my opinion, this is the best Danganronpa game. I said it. I know it's funny because I didn't even want to play it. This is by far the best Danganronpa game there is, and the reason for that is the amount of time spent on character development, and that's the length. So because you have such a long visual novel, you really get to know these characters, and because of it, I feel like the characters in this game are my favorite characters in the whole series, because I got so much time to actually spend with them and get to know them that, you know, by the end of the game, it was like you were so into it. It was unbelievable. So I'm really happy that they took the time to just, you know, commit to really good storytelling, because that's exactly what this is. Yes, it takes a long time, but then you get an amazing story. So I will say that from the get-go. If you don't know anything about these games, I might as well just put it out there. They are games, they are killing games. It's like Battle Royale, Hunger Games, kind of, but almost mixed with, like, Phoenix Wright. So, I'm not going into this. I feel like if you're gonna play this game, you've obviously played the rest. It is very heavy on dialogue, so if you're not into that, this would probably be the heaviest, of the series in terms of dialogue. A lot of stuff going on before, true gameplay happens. I will be honest, I really like the investigation and the scenes in between the trials. The trials are actually probably my least favorite part, which is weird. I don't know, like, they're great. I love it. It's part of Danganronpa, but I'm just not, like, out of all the other stuff, I just like everything else, as opposed to the trials. So that's just me. So now that we know that this is the longest game of the series, if you're wondering how to play this, if you can play it, all that stuff, honestly, this is the order I recommend everybody to do Danganronpa. You know, you play the first one, which is Trigger Happy Havoc, then you play the second one, which is Goodbye Despair, and then you can play this one, which is Volume 3. There is the weird, wacky shooter one, Ultra Despair Girls. I would say that's optional. If you are in love with the series, it's mandatory. I feel like you have to play it. Why not? But if you're like really don't want to play it, then I could understand skipping it. It is a good game though. But that one, it's supposed to be set in between the first and second games. So, you know, you can play one, then Goodbye Despair Girls, and then two, or you can play them in the order they were released. That's what I did. Just play them in the order they were released. 1, 2, Ultra Despair Girls, and then this. So there are 4 games in total, but Ultra Despair Girls is kind of a well, not a spin-off, but it's a side thing. You don't have to play it. There are 2 anime. There's the first one, which is basically just Trigger Happy Havoc in anime form. I have not watched that. I've played the game and know exactly what happens. Then there is the third one. The second one, and I have not seen that, and it did not ruin this at all. So you don't have to see it to enjoy this game, because that was something I was worried about, because I was like, oh no, I gotta get a Crunchyroll account and all this, but it doesn't matter. You do not have to play that, so don't worry about that. I will just throw this out there just because it is one of the best things about this series is the music. Masafumi Takada is like probably one of my favorite video game composers, if not one of my favorite composers, because the stuff he does for Danganronpa is amazing. Like, it's amazing. Like, I listen to it all the time. It is he really knows how to capture that creepy vibe that is Danganronpa, and just the whole essence of the game. It is incredible. Gameplay wise, we've got the same thing you've seen before. So if you play Danganronpa, you know exactly what's going on here. You know, investigation, trials, all that stuff. It's the same. There's the odd new mini game and stuff, but it is the same game, so you don't have to worry about that at all. Nothing really new here in that regard. The best part about this game, though, and I know I've said it sort of briefly, is the story. I know they're all the same kind of thing, but this one is the best in terms of just the amount of shock and suspense. And honestly, these games always try and top themselves, and I get that because of what they are. You kind of want more shocking stuff the next time, but they really outdid themselves. Nothing was going too far, in my opinion, because I know there are a few things in Ultra Despair Girls where you're like, that's kind of cringy, but this one, just perfect overall. So this has been mixed with fans. I don't know why, because I thought this was incredible. I know some fans didn't like the ending. I actually really liked it, so I'm on the side of people who did like the game. I think it's fabulous. So overall, I really just want to recommend this so much. And if you're watching this and you haven't played any of them, please give the first one a shot, because if you're like, I don't have a Vita, you don't need a Vita to play this. It was released, I think they're all released on PS4, actually, to be honest, so don't quote me on that, but I know you can play the first and second one on PS4 at least. So if you want to get into the series, you don't have a Vita, go get, you know, the first 2 on PS4. They're in like a pack. They are just incredible. A quick side note here, you can play this game in Japanese. That's how I play them. So if you're worried about that, you can play it in English and Japanese. So you don't have to worry, because I was really upset with Goodbye Despair Girls, how you could only play it in English, and that just, it was just awful. So I like playing games in the original language for the most part, not every game, but this game I really enjoy the Japanese dialogue. It just adds so much more to it. This is such a Japanese thing, so it really just adds more to it. And Monokuma's Japanese voice is like superior to the English voice. I've heard it, and it's very cringy. So that's pretty much all I have to say. I mean, there's nothing funny. I don't have any silly faces to make. This is honestly just a really good game, and I wanted to share that. So absolutely recommend. I will say, for the record, this is now my favorite Danganronpa game out there. So, whoa, the second one used to be my favorite, but this topped it by far. Like, by far. This is the best Danganronpa game in the series, in my opinion. So I'm curious what everyone else thinks. If you've played Danganronpa, did you like this one as much as me? I don't know. So I'm curious. It is very long, but don't let that you know, steer you away. It's really, really, really good. So that's all I have to say about Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony. And so long. These long titles, damn. I will see you guys later.